All right, welcome to the Command Center. Week 5 still ongoing, afternoon games right now. The topic of the day is really concussions. We started the day with that, with the Tua controversy and the new rule of any ataxia, which is abnormal gait balance, means that you're out. But we'll talk about how that rule is already been in effect. We see the differences today. I mean, from last week, all the concussions did not come back to play. Everything from Cameron Brate, Shaq Leonard, Brian Hoyer, etc. And Tua was ruled out very early week. So everyone's on edge about this. And today, Teddy Bridgewater, the first quote application of the new rule, once again, the Miami Dolphins backup quarterback this time, apparently had some sign of ataxia. We in the room here did not see it, but we just see the TV copy. The spotter, the UNC up in the box, or the ATC, if they spot it, in theory the new rule is that you are now ruled out. That really was always the rule. If you had ataxia, you're ruled out, any sort of neurologic compromise. But the reason Tua got put back in is the UNC down in Miami and the Dolphins team physician said that gross motor abnormality was due to a back. So technically, it wasn't neurologically generated ataxia. Now they're trying to say if it looks like ataxia, you have to call it ataxia. When in doubt, keep them out. And that's why Teddy Bridgewater was ruled out. It'll be interesting to see if he can clear concussion protocol in 1 week. He really would be the first one since all this added attention that gets cleared in 1 week if he is. Chris Olave left with a little bit of posturing, was immediately ruled out on his touchdown catch, and you see a lot of that today. Pat Freiermuth, there might be a little issue there. We got to be careful with him. He's in his second year, early second year. He had 2 concussions last year under the quote old protocol, and a third one now in his very young career. So this may easily be multi-weeks, and you have to talk about some career things just to be sure for him and look at big picture. So a lot of new focus back onto concussions here. I really don't think the rules have really changed. It's really a reinforced application of the rule that when in doubt, keep them out. Any sign of ataxia to try and keep them out. It's always been if there's any motor dysfunction or ataxia, you're out. But now if you see apparent motor dysfunction, you can't attribute it to something else. At least the application of the rule has changed. Hopefully that will make for more safety. But a lot of you and people have called for, it's a dirty play to fling players to the ground. I get that where you're coming from because injuries do come. But the problem there is we've seen a lot where guys have been flung and they keep their balance and they keep running and the play continues. So if you're going to say, for safety's sake, you can't throw a player to the ground, I get it. But then you need a quick whistle to, as soon as you're in the grasp, to stop the play, which, could change the game. Look, there's no way that any concussion protocol is going to be perfect. All you can do is do the best that you can. But let me say something, and I'm not trying to be critical of any athlete, but just this last week, Joe Burrow and Alex Smith came out and talked about how they have played through concussions and not revealed symptoms. A lot of the concussion testing is based on being honest with symptoms. So that may be part of the root of the issue for the NFL and NFLPA to educate players again to say, you really, for your own good, have to come forward if you have any symptoms. But that's been a hard task for the last decade, almost 2, and players wanting to stay in the game, and so doctors trying to do their best. But eventually, the only way to keep all concussions out and not miss any is to rule out people who aren't concussed. And, we don't really want to see that either, especially if it's a big drive at the end of a game or in the playoffs. So there's got to be a happy balance here. I think the NFL and NFLPA are trying, but you see the increased attention to concussions, and we'll see how it all plays out. Back to the games here, some good games going on, and thanks for watching. SICScore.com. Anything else, guys? We good for right now? No,
I think we got
We got a couple guys.
Yeah, and he's his first game back from the concussion too. Edwards, left guard from the Rams.
Oh, the Rams have had offensive line issues, and the left guard Edwards is just back from concussion, and we're taking a look at it now.
Might be another one.
And who knows what's going to happen. So the right guard, they're right guard 3, they're on center 3. Now left guard might be out again for the Rams. And that really accounts for a lot of the Rams' offensive woes in the offensive line. Yeah, I mean, he's holding his head. He's going to get ruled out. This is live in-game here. Under the new rules, I mean, that's going to be determined a visible sign. And
Marcus Lawrence was hurt on the play as well.
you see it there, almost friendly fire, but immediately grabbing his head. And he just came back from concussion, so
11:57.
at this point, I think unfortunately he's going to be out multiple weeks under the current rulings. Not trying to judge his concussion. The UNC and the Rams team position will take a look at him. But yeah, but this is kind of what we do in the command center every Sunday. So thanks for joining us, and we'll keep reporting things to Sports Injury Central, SICScore.com. Thanks.